How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another After Action Report with Ronin 47R. You got it. We did bring back the 110. I just put out a video prior to this, and I said I can do better, and I finally was able to share with you what I did, which was better, which is finally the mastery. So, you know, David Quayles retweeted my tweet when I put out that last video, and he was talking about that last package making a big difference. So, you know what, David? Take a look at this game. This is, of course, fully upgraded, and you let me know how this thing is doing in your opinion. Meanwhile, back to the video here. You know, the 110, it's not a bad tank. I enjoy it. It's not my favorite. Can't really fully explain why. I feel like I love the Russian tanks, but then the Chinese tanks are a one-off. It's taking the Russian tank, but then putting their own twist on it, which may or may not agree with you as the driver, the tank commander, the whatever you want to call yourself. But you know, again, it's not bad, but it plays very similarly, dare I say. Anyways, just been doing so many other things. I mean, I have more than 2 tanks, and so this guy kind of got put to the wayside there. But it turns out he's the last of the Tier 8 tanks. Tier 8 heavy tanks that I have to grind. Every other nation has been ground up to whatever, 9, 10, sometimes in some cases even 11. Just kidding. But so the 110 is the last. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and grind this guy up and playing a few games and for a bit, and finally was able to bring to you a better game. So I'm kind of taking a look around here. You know, one of the things that I've learned is, I mean, look, this is a high tier game. And I'll be damned if I'm going to be the one that's going to poke my nose around the corner first. You know, it's where are all those high tier tanks going? And it's definitely not up here with me and Mr. You know, M103. But fingers crossed. You know, I'm just going to play to my strengths. And I was talking to, you know, we're on Facebook with our clan page, and one of our guys is in our we have two clans. You know, the 47R, and then we have 47R-2. 47R-2 is where you just don't quite have either A, the room for you, or B, you don't meet the prerequisites to get into 47R, and so you're there to work up your you know, your stats and whatnot to kind of bring yourself up to the norm in 47R. Meanwhile, the discussion was going on with one of our guys at 47R-2, and he was getting kind of frustrated, as we all get, with different potatoes and whatnot, where, you know, he's showing screenshots, he's doing the right thing, but it's just he's ahead of everyone else on the team, but the team itself is just not doing well. And it was just kind of, you know, it's almost like him versus, you know, 15. And we've all been there. So we're trying to give him some insight into how to keep pushing forward and doing well even under adverse conditions. And here's an example, in my opinion, of that. Look, it's a high tier game. You know, I am not a tier 9 as an example. I'm not going to be the first one to poke around the corner. In fact, you saw me. I was the first one to come down this road. Then I stopped, let the M103 take the lead. And now I'm still in the game. You know, I'm still taking care of business. I'm playing to my strengths. I was doing some low hold down stuff previously, but we had to push up. And now I'm doing what I can to make sure to stay in the game and be relevant, but while still attempting to be safe and not dumb with throwing away my tank or doing bravado where, you know, well, we have to take that corner, you know, and, you know, we know the guys out there that play that way, and it's like, well, that's fine. But on the other hand, you can't be so, you know, you can be correct strategically, but if you're the only one following the strategy, it's not going to do you very well by yourself, and of course it's not going to do well for your team. But again, some nice shots in here. I don't know if it was just luck or what, but I was doing really well, and I don't think these guys were side scraping with just quite the correct angle. So I was getting some nice side shots in there, and it's also very challenging, of course. You know, you're not communicating with the rest of your team audibly. I use the, you know, the in-game little radio command, but other than that, I'm over it with game chat. So, you know, these guys are pulling out, and we're trying to focus on the correct targets, and it's a challenge. But you know, this tank here, you should be side scraping in a lot of instances, but in this, for the quick forward and back, it's dangerous. But I needed the quick forward and back because of the nature of who I'm playing with and how they're poking out and whatnot. So I had to go with the lesser of two evils, and here I am poking out in a way that's kind of dangerous for my tank. M103 is down, so the best I can do with this guy is just use him for cover. And you can see there, just me and this one tank that's with me is working this area here, and then we have a TD that's behind me. So So hopefully he's getting some shots in. I'm too busy to really pay attention to anybody around me. I'm just trying to take care of business here, prioritize targets, and hit folks where they need to be hit. And also too, you know, the challenge with this gun and guns similar to it is, you know, you got your aim time and your lack of accuracy. But at this range, you know, just a little bit of patience does pay off, but you also still have to have a lot of luck involved. So we do have the T-34/100, so good for this Tier 7 tank. Staying in the game. I'm not sure really how much he contributed. Wasn't paying attention, to be honest. But he's in a really dangerous spot because he is soft. You know, he's a soft target in relation to the tiers that we're playing against and with and so forth. So here I am. I've taken some pretty good damage. Pretty scary. But I feel like I really need to get it done and be decisive on the horn here on the corner. And now he's making a great distraction. I love it because it allows me to get in there and get the side shot on that fatherland. And we pretty much clear up this corner here between the three of us, not to discount the efforts in our dead comrade here in the M103 that we've recently passed. So cruising along, you can see here I've got 23 pens. I know some of those are fires, and again I'm going to go ahead and say to Wargaming, please make a separate ribbon for fires versus pens. And if you can get a damage, you know, and even block damage ribbon, maybe with a total, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much. So have a choice here. Do I peek over and waste it on that one heavy tank? I'm thinking no. I'm going to go ahead and make a calculated risk and assume that that heavy tank, with everybody and their brother trying to just treat that thing like a village bicycle, time I get into position, I mean, what's the base case scenario? I'm going to get one shot in there. Or I'm going to get into position, and that's going to put me out of position for my next move. And time I aim in, you know, I may miss, or I even may only get, like I said, one shot, or he may even be dead time I get there. Now this is what I gambled for. Pulling back's the only one already has a sight on me, and then moving forward for the next target here. That was planned. You know, I went for the, I'm going to go ahead and increase my chances of getting, this is what I was saying about you got to be selfish, and this is kind of an inside discussion with one of my 47R-2 guys, is that you can still play for the team. And when I say play selfish, it means don't completely throw yourself on your sword for the team. Play strategically for the team, but there's going to come a point where you're going to say, you know what, just like in this case, let those guys have the heavy tank, push forward, be selfish, focus on, instead of focusing fire, they had plenty of guys focusing fire. Go ahead and get some more points for yourself. Nobody's over there. Take out those artilleries and try to get the TD, which by now, of course, we've discovered he's out of range there. So there you go. Now, I was making a decision. You know, is the TD up here hiding? He could be. I'm not sure. Didn't want to be out of position, and I gambled and went up here because maybe he was hiding up in the flats, but now I'm thinking too late. I'm already committed. I don't think he's up here. I think he's making a run for it down the 8 line, 9 line, so whatever, you know. So I missed out on one tank, but I'll just peek up and over and nope. And then I realized, wait, dummy, the dude's already dead. You've been hunting for a ghost. So way to go, schmuck. So again, not perfect. I'm just an average guy like you guys, but was lucky enough with some basic concepts of knowing what I should be doing. And the hard part, of course, is putting into practice what you know you should be doing and making it happen live while you're playing a game. In this case, I was half lucky, barely eking by with a mastery, getting, you know, 3.5 as far as damage is concerned. You can see that the assisted damage was nothing, you know, it's only 3 digits, so it's nothing too crazy. And you can see different guys that I affected, you know, their lives there. That was pretty fun. But again, as a tier 9 game, got a mastery. I felt pretty good about that and wanted to share it with you guys. So good times. All right, so as we wrap this thing up, and I'm just kind of going through here some screens, I'm just going to babble at you and just say, you know, again, if you guys have any particular tanks that you have an interest in, I think folks have a pretty big interest in higher tier games, let me know. If you have any type of requests, I'll try to accommodate them. Of course, thank you very much for throwing in $1 for luck and helping grind this channel here on PayPal or on GoFundMe. And thanks again for hanging out with me and checking out this 110 game where I got lucky with my average skills getting a mastery. All right, guys, take it easy, and I will catch you later. Girls, you said you had something you wanted to ask them?
Do you guys like our channel? Then please donate and keep our channel running.
Well, that was a nice thought, girls, but you know what comes next.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are one of the 47 Ronin. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.